So here we are in Veyford the Volvo, having made it all the way to Grimsthorpe Castle in Lincolnshire, to the vestibule of the unremarkable, or the festival of the unwanted washable, festival of the undesirable. I don't know, wherever the hell it is, we're here. Let's lock up and take a look around. Where to begin? Obviously, we have the big old Volvo 740 sitting here on the end of the row. I don't point and bother telling you everything is, you can know what its stuff is. 4 cars in already, a remarkable comparison. Little 205 van next to ultimate 90s luxury barge. Here's something you don't see very often. Estates never survive. They always get worked to death. A good start. Very, very shiny 214. Wow. Now this Rover has only got about 15,000 miles on it. It is showroom fresh. Look at these lovely half leather seats. Absolutely stunning. There are other things apart from Rovers here, I'm sure, but this is kind of nice for the moment. They're still doing something that wasn't far removed from this, from Ford. Why would you not buy that when that was an offer if you are not a Ford devotee? Mind you, that is extremely tidy, isn't it? As Mark IV Escorts go, that is a beauty. There's no such thing as a quick walk down the road, but we'll take a quick walk and see what we've got. Daily use for 10 years apparently, this little Peugeot van. Next to something which is not in daily use, I'm sure, but absolutely massive in comparison. Always half expect to see a V8 snuck into one of these quietly. This one though looks very, very tidy indeed. Oh, hello, Amaranth, the best colour for a coupe. And I say that despite owning an Amaranth coupe. Already this video was a bit Rover heavy, sorry. Now we're getting heavily into the chod that we come for. Little Skoda, little Vauxhall, and this is very, very not unexceptional or unremarkable. Let's have a quick look inside this one. What a colour combination. This is not something you'd find in the current brochures. Absolutely fantastic. And the condition is very 70s. Oh, the most 70s Alfa Romeo you're ever going to find.
There's a lovely Peugeot 504 over there.
Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love this. Again, little and large, everything is just mashed in together, and there's so much variety. Heavily modified Mini next to a very standard. I'm guessing this is a 520 with the wrong wheels. Let's have a quick look. 525iX, oh my word, this is way more special than I was expecting. This is the 4-wheel drive version, and it's a right-hand drive iX. This is one of the rarest cars in the show today. So under the radar. A little bit of fun with the 2CVs, more Frenchness. Very, very Japanese, very, very cool. And another fabulous interior. Interiors today are so boring when you look at this kind of fabric combination. Don't forget to check out those gear shifts, because this is selectable 4-wheel drive in there. These were a little bit unloved for a long time. Now they're getting a bit of a following at last. Clio RT, top of the range. These are actually very, very nice indeed for an early 90s semi-luxury microcar. Solid Mercedes, possibly hiding some rust, you never know with ones of this age. Next to a very orange Avenger. Wow, check that out. Absolutely fantastic car. Even some period camping going on behind it. Does remind me, I would like a nice cup of tea right now. Talbots again. Very few survivors of these Talbots. Lovely period, early 80s gold colour. Can't go wrong with a bit of gold. So we have a Solara. No spec level, so who knows. Wow, how did I miss this? A Mark 1 Mondeo Saloon. K-plate, so a very, very early one. More exciting interior fabric going on. Look at that little pattern, that's lovely. And those wheel trims.
I remember them days coming out.
These were fabulous cars. My dad had a company car, one of these, but a hatchback in red. Broke a lot.
This car with standard airbag.
This is, got to respect what they're doing. This is the Proton 1.5 LE, and you can tell it's of the 1990-ish period because it has a large rubber spoiler, which was essential of all cars of this period. Mark II Escort square lamp T-plate 1979. And how do we keep on going with this? These fantastic interiors. Silver car, orangey red interior, fabulous. GSA Palace, how cool is this? Fabulous interior again. This is what we were lacking with modern cars. Check out the sideways stereo between the seats. And the Mercedes Sierra. These are so cool now. Came in with two other Bluebirds. This is a saloon though. Oh, this is very clean. V6. Lovely. And these were not underrated, these Calibris. These were very highly rated at the time. People loved them. Perfect colour combination for an Allegro. If you're buying an Allegro, you do need to make sure it's a beige one. Just living the Allegro dream that way. Some deep Cavalier joy here. Possibly the last good car Vauxhall ever made. So it's a little bit careworn around the edges, but a good car underneath. I'm sure, judging by the signs in the windows and so forth, it will be restored and looked after. Oh, look at the base model seats in here. You know, if you've got seats that give you burns when you move too quickly on them, you didn't pay for any extras. Next to a Mark 1. That is super clean. Love the shapes in the front of these things. Followed the same style as the Manta, of course. Yay. Ooh, a Twingo. Do like a Twingo. Great little fun little cars. And a Puma, again, a great fun little car. Cars don't need to be overpowered and oversized. These are two huge, fun, enjoyable cars in small packages. And of course the Metro, underrated by many people. This is a great little car. We've driven a few on the channel, always enjoy them. Do you like the wheels on this? Into another Rover. How many Rovers are here today? People don't appreciate Rovers enough. I actually covered one of these on the channel about a year and a half ago, because these are becoming quite unusual now, almost a forgotten car. And these are not forgotten, but they are rare. Great little cars again. Small packaging, great fun. And a compact. Again, an unloved variant of a otherwise loved car. I believe these donated their chassis to the Z3, if I remember rightly. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will. This is not a standard engine, that's a very big turbo for a compact. Another GS, great colour. It wouldn't be this show without matching the Allegros, the Maestros, fabulous. Boring trivia here, the first injection moulded polypropylene bumper or something along those lines from memory. A Cortina. Very fun, and oh, hello, and now I'm excited. I actually would rather like a Lada Niva. fantastic, crude, basic, the Jimny of its time in a way. Lots of fun, very capable. So we'll look inside the window. And you can still buy a 2019 version, which isn't massively changed, but where's the fun in that when you can have one that's 30 or 40 years old? The Cadet. Nice bit of Toyota Ridge. Another Maestro, perfect Maestro colour. Oh, Mark II Cavalier. Okay, this is an absolute high point for Vauxhall. The Mark III was the last good Cavalier, the last good Vauxhall. The Mark II Cavalier is probably the best Vauxhall ever. A lovely bit of Escortage, 1.3 pop. This is how you should drive a Mark III or 4 Escort. Tweed seated with no extras. Lovely, great colour. Now this is very, very not unexceptional. This is quite exceptional, in fact. Possibly the least exceptional thing in the entire field.
Mr. Furious Driver.
Yes, Mr. Nutt. Hello, Mr. Nutt. Can I call you Hub?
Are we now interviewing each other on camera at the same time?
I think we are. This has suddenly gone very meta. We need to include this bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello and hello.
Hello. Hello for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have a quick chat.
Yeah.
No, wrong camera. We'll have a quick chat.
You've got to alternate. You've got to sort of head.
Yes. Hang on. Hang on.
This is
I'm very confused now. So, I bizarrely followed. He drove from Wales to Lincolnshire, and I drove from Kent to Lincolnshire, and we wound up in a queue behind each other.
Yeah,
but
a few
then
cars apart.
separated entirely.
Yeah, I don't understand the process when it comes to coming in here. But, yeah.
It's good. I've never seen Myrtle in the flesh before, so this is actually quite exciting to see.
Yeah.
Hiding behind the
Oh, it's over there. In
You can see the Discovery over there. She's next.
Discovery 3-door.
Yeah, I need to find Simon because he's got my wheel trimmed.
Oh no! I wonder why you're wheel trimless today.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll find those at some point and
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, we'll carry on walking around.
See you later.
Now, you may recognise this particular not unexceptional car from a previous video when it it showed up on Furious Driving, or about last year sometime, I forget when. And this is very diesely. And these were great diesel cars. Back in the days when diesels were not popular, these were one of the most good diesels around. Another solid performer. You really can't go wrong with a Carenery. Hello. Now this is an interesting little tiny 4x4. I don't like SUVs, but I do like real 4x4s. Did cover one of these again on the channel a while ago because they're just such interesting, curious, quirky little cars. They're not the best thing to drive on a long journey, but they are good fun though. Also curious and quirky, and I mentioned this in the Lakes video, the Lakes Volvo walk-around video. These used to give me the heebie-jeebies when I was a kid. There's something really creepy about them, but I do kind of like them now. This one though is very, very, very interesting indeed, because if we look under the engine cover, we won't find a common motor. Can you see what that is? It's got Ford logos on it. Mondeo diesel. Well done to the builder of this thing. Living the unexceptional dream properly. Thought it was a Rover, it's not, it's a Honda Ballard. Excellent. Oh, little MG, these are nice bit of badge engineering, very fun little car. I'm going to say more fun. Maybe yes, probably. Alfa 164 3-litre V6. Look at that beautiful engine. A work of art under the bonnet just there. These are very underrated, but actually quite good cars, believe it or not. Nice little sports car, actually. Apparently a hard top because they thought America was going to ban convertibles, so they made it into the fixed roof version. Very fixed roof just here. All 19 feet of it, whatever it is. Lovely bit of Volvo. Even lovelier bit of Rover. A 414 SI, which I think has been on the Hubnut channel, and complete with original, genuine, not aftermarket, a new old stock sunblinds. These are unobtainium. Very lucky to find these things. That's a fun little van. Check out period football stickers in the back, as it would have been. So it's a 900T, if you're wondering what this is. Allegro, Allegro. Another Twingo. Surprised there are so many around. This is a quality car. We do love a Mark 1 Punto. Excellent little cars.
Yeah, forgot about that.
And it looks like a Costello. Might not be though.
No, that's Costello.
We're in Peugeot heaven now. Beautiful car. Lovely condition. Genuine, proper, superb classic. It's definitely rolled into the wrong field. Now this is something quite remarkable. This is a very early 3-door Discovery G-plate. So one of the earliest ones. Not only blue doors or blue colours with the decals on the doors, the blue interior. Wow. I think they're genuine period correct seat colours and the blue dashboard. What a fabulous, fabulous car. Oh, you might recognise this car. It's on a fairly popular channel called Hubnut. You might have heard of it. I actually sat in the queue behind this for an hour on the way in. Oh, he's now got his wheel trims on at last. Now this is a lot of fun. Volksblitzy or Wartburg. Complete with everything. The owner even has the correct attire.
Well, not the correct ribbons though.
Well, you didn't earn those, you mean?
No, these are the right ribbons for the shirt, but the ribbons I have on the jacket are wrong. So,
Oh, okay.
so technically, the trousers are wrong as well.
Oh,
But not many people would know if you look at it.
well, your secret's out now. Now, if you're in Eastern Europe and you heard that, you knew you were in trouble. What country is this?
East German.
This is East German.
So it's a Wartburg Tourist. So it's a 2-stroke 3-cylinder. 1972.
72, in case you can't hear that, because the microphone, I think, is pointing the wrong way for you. Gosh, when did you last see a Daihatsu Applause Saloon? And by when, I mean, did you ever? When I first saw this at the front, I thought it was something American, but way too small. What a cool little thing.
It's like next to Yellow Trial.
I can see it's C200.
230k.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Love a bit of roots group stuff. This Humber is divine. And I also got rather a soft spot for an E36, especially in the 2-door coupe or 2-door saloon, as they want to call it, version. Oh, 1.9 GTI, that's the one to have. Well, some people say it is, a lot of other people say the 1.6 is the one to have, because it handles sweeter. Yeah, when BL realised that America wasn't going to ban convertibles, they did bring out the soft top version. Check that out, fantastic. Love a long roof. Not as much as a Rover SD1, but not just any SD1, this is a 2000, a 2-litre SD1. This is, you want to look good, but you're driving the poverty spec version. Still a great handling car, but you've not got the oomph of the V8, which is really what you want. But still, you would look so much better in the company car park back in 1980 than if you're rolling in your Allegro. Well, today the Allegro does have a certain amount of cachet.
Allegro repairman was not Ainsworth.
Nice period collection of books and things in the back of the car. That's when concept cars really were concept cars. Cracking bit of Rover 400-ness. Oh, check out this immaculate interior. So I'll keep on banging on about interiors, but look at this one. It is like new in there. Here we are in the land of the Swedes. A very tidy Volvo 340 and an even tidier, well, that's the same tidiness, Volvo 440. Pop-up headlight heaven. Oh, so it's a 480 turbo, not a 440, my mistake. And this is a booted 340, a GLE limited edition. Oh, lovely. I even like the colour. Hillman Avenger Estate. What year is this? Emmerich. 1974. Wow. Again, another car which just literally does not survive at all. And this is something that's becoming rare, something that people are starting to appreciate as a classic at last. The original Espace. Fantastic. Here we go. Check out the interior. Captain's chairs that rotate, so you can turn this into a living space. What an amazing thing. 7 seats. Count them as we go. Lovely, lovely thing. Flip up little seats like in a Bentley, kind of. French madness with a tweed dashboard. What a wonderful vehicle. A nice Lancia. Straight from an Espace to a Lancia, and from a Lancia to a Yugo. A Yugo 513. And from the Yugo we vanish into, is this a POW? Yes, it is a POW. Oh my word. Japan only. Nissan craziness based on a Micra. Oh wow, look at that interior. They even have a perfect stereo in there. It's like a 1930s, but it's got a cassette player in there. Oh, I love this thing. Next to, oh, beautiful little Peugeot. I haven't even reached the concourse area, which is what this show is all about. I'm still only in the car park at the moment after 2 hours. Bond bug craziness. Never driven one of these. I always forget these are two-seaters for some reason. What a mad, insane, wonderful thing.
Beige one, I had a beige one.
So unusual, so rare, so pretty in a weird kind of guppy-faced style. Oh, it's for sale, don't tell me that. Oh wow, an orange maxi. Is that not the greatest colour for a maxi? Glorious, glorious things. People suddenly appreciate things like Allegros. People are suddenly realising that maxis are actually quite a good car, it turns out. There's the perennial argument. Is it a coupe? Is it a two-door saloon? It's always an E30. I'll skip past the Orion and come and say hello to what almost could be my car, except I've actually sorted out my spoiler now, thankfully. This does have the crusty bits in the same places as mine. They all go just there, sir. Oh, this has got fabric seats. Don't often see fabric part leather fabric seats. Well, suede actually. This just needs a big pile of cardboard boxes to handbrake turn through, and we're away. I think we found the epitome of this show, or what this show should be and what it used to be. The most basic of basics. Plastic hubcapped Nissan Primera. Wow, a Fiat Argenta 110. Have you ever seen one of those in the UK before? I'm aware that far over there is a selection of the Concourse cars, the pick of the selection apparently, but then when you've got this many cars here to look at, why bother with the Concourse? Now I know I keep focusing on estate cars from the 70s, but again, when did you see a Minx estate ever? Hello dogs. Yeah. Now, a while ago I reviewed a Del Sol and the electric boot wasn't working. This is what it should have looked like on that day. And next to it, one of my most favouriteest cars in the show, a 2000 TC, a twin carb Rover P6. Such a good car. Such a good car. any engine combination. The twin carb 4 cylinders is fantastic. And a little Nova. You just don't see Novas around anymore. Where have they all disappeared to? And here we have chalk and cheese, the edgy, angular, sharp lines of the Citroen next to the softer, edged Britishness of the Rover 600.
There's only 2 in Russ's
And
red
then,
one.
absolutely beautiful. That's all right. What year is this one? It's a 1959 1300 single Solex, but it is still twin cam though, isn't it?
Yes.
Beautiful. I love the primrose colour. An utterly beautiful car. This is what Italian families were rolling around in when we were stuck in far more prosaic, boring Fords and Austins. Makes you want to be Italian, doesn't it? Now here we go with more unexpected finds. This is, oh dear, it's for sale. Renault 9 GTL Biarritz with a for sale sign in the window. Don't be tempted. Lovely bit of French waftiness. Yet another Volvo. Orion's, we keep seeing Orions today for some reason. And we drove a Renault 19, a coupe the other day. That was a surprisingly nice car. I say surprising, we shouldn't be surprised by that. It was a nice car. Ah, yet more mad juxtaposition. Mark III MR2, always good, great car. And there's Skoda is astonishingly nice. This is the Skoda S110 LS. For those who didn't know already, obviously I knew that. And you go straight from that to a Montego and a Mercedes convertible. This is actually increasing in value as it drives past. And so is that. Those cars acquired about £400 in value just whilst driving past me. Straight into more Volvo chod. Rolling jelly mould. This is possibly the most amazing BL moment in history. Not only to have a BL tie, but a BL jumper. With a Birmingham accent, a BL tie is of course a BLT.
Hold on. Right, can I just get you two to look at me and just wave, please?
These two people are my heroes. Of course, we have Steph from iDriver Classic also videoing these people. She does need a BL dress of some kind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do. If somebody gives me the fabric, I'll make
Can we get BL crimpling from somewhere?
it. So there must be some somewhere. It must have been made. I would love that.
Right, so we've made it to the very, very bottom of the field, and there's a little bit of French action happening. A Renault 10, no less, rear-engined and beautifully accessorised. Cute little car next to a 16, and of course a very early 2CV. Proper as 2CV spec as they come. Now you can see how far the car park has grown in the time we've been walking around here. Absolutely incredible, a number of cars. Now cranking the picnic up to 11, we have one of the most astonishing camper conversions I've ever seen. This is truly awesome. It's amazing. Look at the little sink. That's fabulous, like a doll's house on wheels. You can actually camp in this thing. Little Bedford van underneath it. What? What a glorious thing. And in case you get lost, we have the road atlas of Great Britain. Oh, okay, this is the Beagle Estate. Yet another Twingo. I've never seen so many Twingos in one place. This is quite remarkable. Makes the camper van look very normal. Speaking of camper vans, here's another one. Very nice. This is a bit more roomy than the Bedford. Actually, it looks rather comfortable, actually. Bit of room up top. Have a nice holiday in this thing.
Yeah, why not?
Do you know what? The more I see Sherpas, the more I'm tempted by one. Great fun. Oh, yet another Rover 400, or 200, sorry. So many of these today. These Jags are getting quite desirable as well now. The more I see them as they age. Let's cross the way and say hello to this Alfa 33. I am a massive Alfa 33 fan. This is a fairly low spec one with hubcaps on 1.5. No spoiler, but still has a fantastic wooden steering wheel. Now this is a real Marmite car in this particular area, I'd say. The Honda with the heaviest tint I think I've ever seen. A Civic Shuttle GL. I can imagine a lot of people here not liking this, but I'm kind of feeling the vibe. Volvo. What's a DAF 44 Variomatic? One of the first cars I ever drove on my own down a farm track was a DAF 44. Was that 44 or 66? It was orange and it was about this kind of size. Maybe it was one of these. Rear-engined, CVT gearbox. Cracking little thing. You don't think of Allegros as big cars till you see one next to a Fiat 500, then you realise how small a 500 is. Then you realise how big a Rover P5 is, so an absolute beautiful barge of absolute luxury class. Spankingly good. More Volvo, Renault 4. So much good stuff. This is a curiously wanting to be American car from the end of the 60s, the Zodiac. Big beast of a machine. Next to a fairly ordinary beast of a machine, Escort Mark III or Mark IV Estate. And a wedge. We do love a wedge. We never see a wedge anymore though. Volvo. Almost managed to miss this. This is a Series 3 Alfa 33 with those wheels and body kit. I'm going to say this is definitely a cloverleaf. Let's look at the boot and find out. It's got P1 Cinturatos on it, so 33 16 valve boxer 4C. Almost a cloverleaf, very close. Absolutely cracking cars. I'm amazed I've seen two in the same field today. It's not an Alfa Romeo show. More Rover. Another Sierra 75. Oh gosh, there's just so much here. Citroen Visa next to an Austin 1100. And a Rover 200 Bubble. These are fast becoming classics. It's amazing to think these are now 25 years old. The mid-90s they came out. And they just are vanishing off the roads rapidly. R-plate, so about 3 or 4 years into production. They have lovely, fancy velour interiors, nice comfortable seats, nice dashboard, obviously very closely related to the Rover R8. Good looking cars, but they're just disappearing very quickly indeed. Also a good looking car, not disappearing too quickly, is the Amazon, which has become incredibly desirable in the last few years. Great looking cars. Who needs an SUV when you've got a Citroen? Is this the same power I looked at earlier? They can't be two in the same field, surely. Am I lost? God, and there's another wedge. How are there two wedges and two powers in the same field? Volvo. They should turn Volvo spotting into a drinking game. Every time you see a Volvo, you have to take a shot. Another Bluebird. Oh, that would work for drinking games as well. You never see a Bluebird anywhere. I keep tripping over them now. And a Streetwise, a Rover Streetwise. I kind of think this ought to be an upcoming, rapidly appreciating classic because it was ahead of the game with SUVs and pretend off-roadiness. That is next to a 104, super cute, and another E30. All E30s are very tidy today. Another 205, loads of 205s. Oh, hello. Absolutely gorgeous. This suddenly wins top trumps of the internet today. As well as insane gear shift in front of the Speedo, we do have a map of France. Does the owner of this car road trip it to the continent wherever he can? I'd like to think he does. We are clearly in the French Quarter because next to it we have a Renault 4 van and, sort of French, a Dacia. Is this the Hubnut Dacia? I don't know, it might be. Oh, another P6, this one's a V8 one. This looks very tidy indeed. They look good with the right roof rack on them as well. SD1 wheels. A lovely car. It is weird, the multiples of unusual cars you never see anywhere else, and so suddenly I'm seeing dozens of them. If we glance over the top of this Clio, something's trying to take off. We have gull wings. Wow, a Nissan Serra, but not just any Nissan Serra. Look at the orange interior and custom door cards. Is this like a max power generation modification? Was this in Fast Car magazine or Revs back in the day? What a thing! Now wandering back across the way, little Austins, big Rovers, another P6, another V8 P6, then a roller. Poor man's Rolls, actual Rolls. Another Peugeot, and then this Lincoln, come all the way from Germany. Obviously, running a left-hand drive car is less hassle in Germany because it's also left-hand drive. We do have very American things like mad chrome wheels, keypad entry, big droopy back end going into the reminiscences of a Continental rear end. This is a Mark 8 with a 32 valve Intec V8. The rear reflector even looks like it's glowing in the dull Lincolnshire sunlight right now. What an epic machine. I don't know if they're actually very good underneath, but they do look quite amazing. Oh no, there's a monster of a Bentley as well. And more Volvos. Drink, Volvo, drink, Volvo, drink. Oh, is this a Carlos Sainz edition Celica? It is. It's a Carlos Sainz Celica. There are not many of these at all. This one looks a little worse for wear around the arches, but wow, what a find. And another little Alfa Giulietta. See more Alphas here, and at Bicester the other day. Another Mr. Lloyd lurking around the micros. He can't help himself.
What are you doing in my video, Mr. Richardson?
Well, I was trying to walk past a micro without being accosted, and then
You have been accosted.
I got accosted. Again. I was trying to look at that lovely little Alfa Romeo behind you.
It is very nice, sir.
And you're focusing on a K11 micro.
Shape, sir.
I think you'd be more excited by that Mark III Astra, though. That's
Loads of Mark III Astras here today, sir.
very far up your boulevard, I would imagine.
Yes, but there's a post-facelift Rover 45 Connoisseur over there, sir.
You may be excited by that, but there's a Rover Streetwise over there.
Why is it there's so much exciting stuff here? Non-shambolic, non-shuffle.
Oh, this is quite shambolic. I'm just not labelling it as such. And don't draw attention.
Jaguar XKR.
Now, ever since I did a test drive of a Triumph Acclaim, there's a certain Triumph Acclaim owner who tells me every time there's a Triumph Acclaim for sale, because I did quite like it, and he's determined to get me to have one on my drive before too long. If I did, it would have to be this metallic green colour, because that is the absolute best colour for an Acclaim. And this is not another, this possibly is a unique find here on this field, a Marina Coupe. And it's not often you'll see a Marina Coupe and have more attention going to that than a Sierra Cosworth. Now, you'll always get attention from an Aro though. Apparently, this is just an old Toyota. Backwards Corolla. I see what you did there. Because basically, the Corolla engine that lives in the front of a Corolla lives in the back of an MR2 Mark 1. Another Mark III Astra. Oh, we have one Maestros. We have the king of the Maestros, the winner of all Maestroness today. Who knows if it's genuine or not as a real Royal Mail van. It was a mail van. Fantastic. Renault 5 Prima. This is like a student spec car. Cripes, it's the Rosas. No, it's just a luxury Wolseley. Listen to that thing purr. There's also a Peugeot diesel, so also purring in its own unique way. You notice I've been joined by the Volvo by a Talbot Solara. No, a Talbot Alpine, sorry. Well, I thought I really ought to take a look at this because I've managed to ignore the concourse section all day. The Concours Ordinaire. I'm sure there's some good stuff in here. The mintiest Peugeot 106 you'll ever see. So here we have a 1985 2-litre Montego Estate. This is a proper high-end hauler. If you were not into Volvos back in the 80s and needed to move a wardrobe in a hurry, this is where you turned. But look at the condition of this and this Volkswagen. This is the Concorde Elegance. This is presentation as if these cars were Lamborghini, Ferrari, high-end Duesenbergs, but no, a 68 Renault 10. This is actually quite fancy compared to the others in some ways. What an amazing thing, and thank you for dressing up so perfectly for the car. This is a Rhodesian import in 1980, hence the 1980 registration and AA plate. Okay, originally 1108.
When I got it, I found it had the 1289 Alfa Romeo 12.
Oh, okay.
Which was a classic conversion because the end of production for these overlapped with the start production for 12s. The 12 was better in every way and had a bigger engine in the front.
Right.
So I nicked the engine out the front of that, put it in the back of these to make these sellable. So the last ones had the 1300.
Right, so this is a 1300 in what should be an 1100.
Yes. The difference is the Renault 10 1300s were tuned to 50 brake.
Okay, what's this making?
12s were tuned to 60.
Oh, really?
So gained 10 horsepower.
That's more power than the car that donated the engine.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a real hodgepodge of pieces from the entire Renault range.
Yeah.
Now, this is possibly the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is a Bush radio cassette and TV. What year is this from?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
It's got to be late 70s, early 80s, I reckon.
Look at the TV now.
Or is it coming up?
There you go. Coming on.
Glowing slowly.
It's on the battery, that's the problem, I think. But
takes a while to charge that tube.
This bit I love about old TVs.
Oh yeah, the analog.
Yeah. Going up.
Yeah. The analog tuning.
When you do this, you watch it go boom. It's so cool. Whole car's not finished.
If you want to see more of this car, is on here. Sean Henry Engineering on this here YouTube. Okay, now moving on to the utterly different rebadged Cavalier, effectively a 1995 Daewoo Espero 2-litre CDXI. This is every option you could get on an Espero. I remember going to the launch of Daewoo as a brand. Very, very interesting indeed as a concept and a car company, but ultimately rebadged Vauxhalls. Bit more high end here in the posh paddock, the 89 Audi 100 Avant. Much want for that. Another Acclaim. This one though is a CD Triomatic. This is the top end CD with the 3-speed auto. What a lovely thing. Although the gearbox. Now moving on to very big lump of Citroen 79 CX Athena. Super pretty. I can imagine there's been a lot of want for this K11 Micra Super S from 1993. Rover Vandemplar 213. These are lovely vehicles. So rare these days though, so few of these left. An 89 Orion. Now bear in mind my dad had an Orion around the late 80s. Utterly hated it. He would laugh right now to find one on a Concourse display. Okay, there goes the audio commentary, as there's now possibly copyright music playing in the background. Renault 11 TXE Electronique. Does that mean it's got the electronic dashboard on it? It does! Oh, an Innocenti Regent 1300, basically Italian-built BL products. They were just like the BL ones, but kind of better with more bits on them. A Panda 40. This is a Seat Panda, not a Fiat Pando. Built under license in Spain. Then we have a Lancia Trevi. It's not often I say I've never seen one of these or even heard of it, but in this case I've never seen or heard of a Lancia Trevi. I'm going to stop and take some photos of this thing in a second. Look at that steering wheel. Gorgeous. So here we have another Clio RN Auto, another high-spec Clio next to a fabulous Astra Mark 1. The quality and the condition of these cars is just phenomenal. These are amazing survivors. Now this is something truly special, weird, unusual, and choose your own superlative for this. The Cherry Europe Alfa Arna. Basically a Nissan Cherry built by Alfa Romeo. The long convoluted story is coming to this channel very soon indeed, or in a few months probably. Basically it's a Cherry with Alfa Romeo underpinnings for some of it. It even has a clover leaf on the air intake. Fans of Hubnut will remember the very rotten Tercel. This is the opposite of that because this is a very nice Tercel. A two-tone metallic green. Absolutely stunning. Now this is interesting. Rapier. Talbot Solara Rapier. Again, two-tone in the early 80s was a big thing. And if you were wondering what won the ultimate competition of the festival, the vestibule of the unmentionable, the festival of the unpronounceable, or whatever this place is, it was number 1, a Proton, no less, followed by a 106 Graduate. Amazing. Of all the cars here, how on earth would you make that decision? Well, someone did, and there it is. All of the square-lamped beige joy that is a 1980 Mark II Escort. How good is this car? I'm just... Possibly even better than this gentleman's suit is the houndstooth tweed he's sitting on in it. For next year, sir, you do have to have seats made of that suit and a suit of that tweed. The Bluebird you may recognise from a previous video. Hello.